ਧੰਨ ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ। ਸੁਣਿਐ ਸਿੱਧ ਪੀਰ ਸੁਰਨਾਥ, ਸੁਣਿਐ ਤਰਤ ਤਵਲ ਆਕਾਸ਼, ਸੁਣਿਐ ਦੀਪ ਲੋ ਪਾਤਾਲ, ਸੁਣਿਐ ਪੋਹ ਨਾ ਸਕੈ ਕਾਲ। ਨਾਨਕ ਭਗਤਾਂ ਸਦਾ ਵਿਗਾਸ, ਸੁਣਿਐ ਦੁਖ ਪਾਪ ਕਾ ਨਾਸ਼। ਨਾਨਕ ਭਗਤਾਂ ਸਦਾ ਵਿਗਾਸ, ਸੁਣਿਐ ਦੁਖ ਪਾਪ ਕਾ ਨਾਸ਼। ਪਿਆਰੀ ਸੰਗਤ ਜੀ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕਾ ਖਾਲਸਾ, ਵਾਹਿਗੁਰੂ ਜੀ ਕੀ ਫਤਿਹ। As you are aware, last time we discussed podi number 7 and today we will begin with the podi number 8. As I explained in the description of Japji Sahib, Guruji has written 3-4 stanzas to complete one subject. In this case, Guruji has written 4 stanzas of Sunaya, with the ending lines being the same in each stanza. The ending lines revolve around subjects such as Bhagat, bliss, listening, understanding, pains and sins. We will try to discuss all these subjects step by step, starting with the concept of listening, understanding and bliss. Guruji said in the last lines of the podi, Nanak Bhagata Sada Vigas. O Nanak, devotees are forever in bliss. Sunaya dukh paap ka nash. Listening, pain and sins are erased. Guruji explained that devotees are always happy and in a positive state. First, we will talk about devotion and devotees according to Gurbani. However, many people don't want to be devotees because of the difficult explanation given by preachers about what it means to be a devotee. We have seen many different types of devotees and their appearances and personality have been imprinted in our minds. The description provided by respected religious leaders have shaped the understanding of what a devotee should be. When we think of a devotee, different images come to mind for Sikhs, Hindus, Muslims and Christians, as each religion has its own perception and devotees' personalities and lifestyle differ from those of ordinary people. If we talk about Sikh Bhagat, the image that comes to mind is that of a person with a turban, long beard, open beard, long chola, long kashera with gatra, kirpan and mala. This person goes to the Gurdwara, does nitnem and reads Bani for most of the day. They also do seva in the Gurdwara. This appearance and personality have been ingrained in our minds. But are these the real devotees according to Sikhi? Are these types of devotees in eternal bliss? Have their pains and sins been erased? If yes, then who are those people who dress in religious attire, carry religious artifacts, recite Bani constantly and do seva in Gurdwaras, but are famous in the world for their bad deeds? They are corrupt, rapists, robbers, murderers, sex offenders, fraudsters, etc. They attack Gurdwaras to shut them down. They fight and swear at preachers in the Gurdwaras. They disrespect Shri Guru Granth Sahib in the Gurdwaras. Interestingly, some of them even live in the religious places and some are born in the religious places like Gurdwara, etc. Let's try to understand from the Bani who a real devotee is. As we have discussed before, people with religious attire after performing all the rituals were labeled as impure by Guru Nanak Pasha Ji. Guru Nanak Maharaj Ji explains in Asa Ki War, Pad Pustak Sandhya Badang. You read your book and say your prayers and then engage in debate. Sil pujas bagul samadang. You worship stones and sit like a stork, pretending to be in samadhi, pretending to be in a meditation. Mukh jhoot bibukan sarang. With your mouth you utter falsehood and you adorn yourself with precious decorations. Tre paal tihal bicharang. You recite the 3 lines of the Gayatri, 3 lines in a day. Gal mala tilak lilatang. Around your neck is a rosary and on your forehead is a sacred mark. Doe toti bastra kapatang. Upon your head is a turban and you wear 2 loin clothes. Je janas brahman karmang. If you knew the nature of God, sab fokat nishcho karmang. You would know that all these beliefs and rituals are in vain. Kaho Nanak nishcho tyave, says Nanak, meditate with deep faith. Win Satgur what na pave. Without the true Guru, no one finds the way. Are these verses for Brahmins? No, these are an examples of Brahmins because at that time Sikhi was very new. Moreover, there were no deceptive practices by Sikhs during all Guru's times. All the rituals and religious trade in Sikhi started after the 10 Gurus. These lines are for all of us. Those who live in double standards pretending to be devoted but impure. Many of our Sikhs engage in religious debates, worship stones after reading Bani and sit in meditation. Even though they read the chosen Shabad to cure their disease, chosen Shabad to resolve their affairs, chosen Shabads to get the intended outcome from a court case. My apology, they read Bani and do ardas for others' loss and for their own benefits. What is the meaning of asking mankind to prosper according to your will? Nanak naam chaddi kala tere paane sarbat da pala. Do Sikhs not tell falsehood? Do they not lie? Yes, they do tell falsehood and lie. If Guruji has mentioned the example of Gayatri mantra, our Sikhs recite Bani like mantras instead of following the teachings of Bani. If Guru Maharaj is talking about the mala, ceremonial mark and 2 loin clothes, it is the same for us. We wear our religious attire and carry religious artifacts. If we also have the same belief that after performing all the rituals, it is a religious action. If you think it is Brahman Karmang, then understand the next line. The Brahman was believed to be very religious and his actions were also believed to be pure, which can bring us closer to God. But Guru Nanak Pasha said, don't live in the darkness, because you should know that all these beliefs and rituals are in vain. These actions are all wasted. Sab fokat nishcho karmang. Without having deep faith in God, who has created us, without the true Guru, no one can find the way. If only performing the rituals was a religion, and in order to be a devotee, one must participate in these rituals, then why does Guruji have to write these Shabads? There is another reference from Shri Guru Granth Sahib. Puja, Vart, Tilak Ishnana, Pun, Daan Boho Dan. Worship, fasting, ceremonial marks on one's forehead, cleansing bath, generous donation to the charities and self-mortification. Kahu na pijay Sanjam Swami bole mithe ban. The Lord Master is not pleased with any of these rituals, no matter how sweetly one may speak. Now the question arises here, if worship, fasting, ceremonial marks on one's forehead, cleansing baths, generous donation to the charities and self-mortification can't please the Lord, how can we please the Lord then? Guruji said, Prabhuji ko naam japat man chain. Chanting the name of God, the mind is soothed and pacified. Boho prakar khojan sab tako bikham na jai lan. Everyone search for him in different ways. but the search is so difficult and he can't be found. Chanting the name of God, the mind can be soothed and pacified. If reading the Vedas and contemplating on the Vedas is a ritual, then how can reading Bani not be considered a ritual? When we read the Bani, we are singing the praise of our God. If we don't cultivate those praiseworthy qualities to the Lord Master within ourselves, then we are doing the same thing as performing rituals. When Bani speaks about true devotion, Guru Maharaj Ji says, Vin gun kite pagat na hoye. Without virtues, devotion can't be attained. We should embody the form of our God. All His virtues should be in our life. After being truthful, we can be inwardly and outwardly pure. The filth of our minds will be sent far away and it will be true devotion. By understanding and implementing this devotion, we can be a true devotee. Everyone wants to be labeled as a devotee, but no one wants to be a real devotee, as explained in the Bani. Why? Because wearing religious attire and having artifacts as well as performing rituals are very easy. On the other hand, being a real devotee is very difficult. As Bani states, Bhagata ki chal nirali. The lifestyle of the devotee is unique and distinct. Chala nirali bhagata keri bikham marg chalana. The devotee's lifestyle is unique and distinct. They follow the most difficult path. What is the difficulty on their path? Labh, lobh, ahankar, taj, trishna. Bahut nahi bolna. They renounce greed, avarice, egotism and desire. They don't talk too much. Khanyo tikhi, walo nikki, et marg jana. The path they take is sharper than a two-edged sword and finer than a hair. The devotees are on the Bikham Marg. What are the difficulties in their path? The difficulties entail the constant battle with one's mind in order to renounce their vices. It is challenging to abandon lust, anger, greed, attachment, and ego. Due to these difficulties, not everyone can become a true devotee as they are unwilling to let go of their evils. Moreover, our people often preach to others while lacking virtues themselves, appearing to be arrogant. Even when they lack power, they still pretend to be powerful. And if they have power, they become even more arrogant. The personality of devotee is different. They are wise, simple, powerful, weak, contented, and they share everything. Bhagat Farid ji explains in his Bani, Mat hondi hoye eana. If you are wise, be simple. Taan honde hoye nitana. If you are powerful, be weak. An honde aap vandai. And when there is nothing to share, then share with others. Bani states, An honde aap vandai. And when there is nothing to share, then share with others. But what is happening in our societies? When we have everything, we don't want to share. If we don't talk about only sharing, instead of sharing with others, we want to take from others. Why is this happening, Pyareo? When we have everything, don't we do ardas to ask for more? Yes, we do. Those who have everything still want to take from others. The doctors are corrupted. They are selling organs such as kidneys, liver, etc. They are even making more money from dead bodies by telling family the patient is still alive. The solicitors and judges are selling justice to gain more. There are many more examples, but let's move on to the topic. Bhagat Farid ji saying, An honde aap vandai. And when there is nothing to share, then share with others. The person who possesses these qualities is known as a devotee, ko aisa bhagat sadaye. How rare is one who is known as such a devotee. Guruji said that devotees are in bliss forever. Let's now discuss what bliss is, what is happiness, and why are we not in bliss forever. Despite going to the Gurdwara every day, we are still unhappy. Even after reading our prayers, we remain unhappy. Additionally, even though we possess all the religious artifacts and perform all the rituals, we are still not experiencing vigas. We are unhappy. The biggest obstruction is pain, dukh, in the way of happiness. Where does this pain come from then? Pain is the fruit of our sins. We think all the external factors are not within our control. Therefore, we are unhappy. Is everything happening in our lives completely under our control? Can we control these external factors entirely? No! Can we make whatever we want to happen? Then how can we be in vigas forever? We are entangled in materialistic world, and therefore something always happens that makes us upset and we can't be in bliss. The reason is that our happiness is based on our pleasures. As I said, we are engrossed in materialistic things. Can we be happy all the time through our pleasures? No. Let's say you love to have sweets. While having plenty of sweets, you enjoy the taste. Is it happiness? No. After having them or while having them, we regret having too much sugar. We also try to find happiness from our pleasures and our feelings, but we can't maintain or hold on to our feelings. If one feeling is giving us happiness, we can't hold on to that feeling forever, which means we can't be happy forever. What is the way to be happy forever then? We should have an understanding that doesn't change with time. If we have the right understanding, it will not change. The right understanding never changes, but understanding based on wrong facts changes all the time. If we have the right understanding that everything is operating perfectly in the universe, and if there is any distraction happens, everything can be destroyed and I will be dead immediately. If we have the right understanding that we are alive, can it be changed? No, it will not change. Having material possession or leading a poor or healthy life is a different subject. But being alive is based on the fact. And it is truth that we are alive. What Guruji reminds us is that devotees have crossed the world ocean. They are not entangled in the materialistic world. They are always grateful to their Lord and Master. To be happy all the time, the barrier is pain. Because of pain, a person can't be happy all the time. They may smile outwardly but feel unhappy inside. But the devotees are in bliss forever. By listening and understanding, their pains and sins are erased. We will discuss the pains as per Bani in the next Pauri, and we will start the discussion of the first line of the Pauri now. Sune Siddh Peer Surnath. First, we will understand the meaning of Sune. Guruji said that by listening, our pains and sins are erased, and we've been listening to Bani for decades, but nothing has happened. Our experiences tell us that by listening, nothing happens and we remain the same and don't change. Words have no effect on our muddy pot mind. This mind keeps falling away. We remain as empty as we were before. If our experiences is right, we would think that Guruji is wrong. But we are the ones who are wrong because we have never truly listened. We are not ready to listen and understand. We don't want to listen to whatever is being said. We are truly clever. We only listen to those things that don't change us. We don't listen to anything that has the power to change us, and we are ignorant towards it. This is not only said by religious leaders, those who have delved into the depth of a human body and mind claim that we only comprehend 2% of the information available to us, leaving a whopping 98% unexplored. We only perceive, hear, and comprehend that which is familiar to us, like our own experiences. Anything else remains at a distance because it diverges from our personalities. We have constructed numerous barriers within ourselves that prevent us from venturing beyond our comfort zones. Because it is different from our personalities, we have built so many barriers inside it. This is already like our personalities, so how would it change ourselves? It will not change you, rather it will solidify your personality with the same beliefs and thoughts. How would it change yourself and please your mentality? It will create a strong foundation upon which you can build the building of your life. Hindus listen to what makes them strong. Muslim and Sikhs do the same. Whatever you are listening to, it is because you want to go deep into your beliefs and thoughts. Truth doesn't have a direct connection with the Sikhism, Hinduism, or Islam. Truth has nothing to do with the rituals of your mind. When we remove our assumptions, then we will be able to understand the meaning of Nanak. There is nothing more difficult than removing our assumptions because they are fine, smooth, and transparent. They are not visible and appear like the open sky. With the moon and stars are made of glass. It is only when you hit them that you realize it is a glass wall. I am talking when you like something, you tell yourself that it is correct, and when you don't, you tell yourself that something doesn't look right and ignore it. You are listening to whatever resonates with you, strengthens you, or defines your personality. The rest will be forgotten. Whatever contradicts your presumptions promotes you to think negatively about it because you feel that what you believe is true and everything else is untrue. There is no need to listen to it if you already know the truth. If you haven't obtained it yet, then listening is still necessary. You are looking for the truth, but I have already found it. Thanks to my assumption, how do you discover the truth? To look for the truth, we must start from the scratch and let go of our presumptions. We must be empty to listen to truth. We must be zero when we learn about truth. We will have to abandon all our beliefs and ethics. If our study of scriptures of anything else is in between, then we can't listen forever. If you think you have heard something, it is just an echo of yourself. Many people go to congregation to fall asleep. Those who are unable to sleep at night can sleep in the congregation. When you don't want to listen, you use sleep as a protector and cover yourself with it. You are visible to listen, but you are not conscious. Without consciousness, how can you truly listen? You are conscious while speaking, but not while listening. This happens not only in the congregation, but whenever someone else talks to you, you are not conscious because you are engaged in inner discussions. While the other person is speaking, you pretend to listen, but your mind is talking inside. If you are speaking inside, how will you truly listen to the other person? You will only hear what is spoken within yourself. The voice of the second person will not reach you because of the loud noise inside you caused by your own voice. Only those who can break the internal discussion are capable to truly listen. The art of listening can be achieved when the internal discussion is finished for a moment. If the internal discussion stops, you will be able to listen. The stranger will no longer feel like a stranger. You will have a friendship with someone who was a stranger. Breaking the internal discussion is the goal of all gurus and congregations. Whether they call it meditation, yoga, japa, tap, naam, simran, it doesn't matter. The words themselves are within you. The key is to break the pattern and create empty space within it. If there is a tiny bit of space, then you will understand what Guru Sahib Ji is saying. In a nutshell, genuine listening involves letting go of assumptions, silencing inner discussions, and creating space within to truly understand others and discover truth. Let me simply explain it. Listening means understanding. When someone says something to us, we listen to that person, but we may not necessarily understand or have inner silence. We simply make it appear as though we are listening. When we are only listening to ourselves, as we discussed earlier, therefore we need to admit and say, please say it again. Sometimes we even acknowledge that we didn't listen to the other person. Moreover, we say, I listened to you, but I didn't understand it. After understanding, it can only be implemented. If you don't understand, it means there is no possibility to implement it. In a discussions, we have two individuals, a speaker and a listener. The third category is generated from these two. The third category consists of those who understand and implement. Guruji stated in the last lines, Nanak Bhagata Sada Vigas. O Nanak, the devotees are forever in bliss. सुने हैं, दुख पाप का नाश, listening, pain and sins are erased. We have discussed what listening is and what the next stage after listening is. It is implementation. We must act on Guru's teachings to experience eternal bliss. I will try to add a few more ideas about listening in the next Pauri. Guruji states in the first line of the Pauri, Sunaya Siddh Peer Sur Nath. The terms Siddh, Peer, Sur and Nath are used in Shri Guru Granth Sahib, which commonly associated with Hinduism and yogis. Their positions was believed to be very high because of their spirituality. Let's talk about it. Siddh. In Hinduism, Siddh generally refer to spirituality, advanced beings or adepts who have attained the high level of spiritual realization through meditation and ascetic practices. They are often mentioned in Shri Guru Granth Sahib and folklore. Peer. The term Peer can refer to spiritual guides or elders. It is used with reverence to indicate respect for someone who imparts spiritual teachings or guidance. Sur. In Hindu scriptures, Sur is often associated with those who are spiritually awakened, brave and devoted to God. Nath. In yogis, Nath can refer to the yogis. The Siddhas and Nath are the same. They are both yogis. These terms are part of various religions and culture context and appear in the verses of the Shri Guru Granth Sahib repeatedly. They represent various aspects of spirituality and devotion within the tradition. Those who live in accordance with Sikh principles and values understand the reality of these Siddhas, Peer, Sur and Nath. They respect the Siddh and Nath who contribute to the society with their inventions, making everyone's life easier and more comfortable. They don't give respect to the so-called Siddhas and Nath who hide in the mountains and do their meditations. When they become aware after listening, they know that our Sikh saints are also engaged in similar practices. Meditating while sitting in underground houses to deceive people and extract money from them through their deception. They don't go to see the Peer, as the Punjabi visit the Peer at various places to fulfill their desire and wishes. There are many Peer established in Punjab, India, and maybe worldwide. Whether you praise them a lot or not, the devotees who have understood the reality of them don't touch their feet. Bani states, Gur Peer Sadaye Mangan Jai, one who calls himself a guru or a spiritual teacher while he goes around begging. Tanka mool na lagiya pae, don't ever touch his feet. They have faith only in the teaching of the Guru, and the Guru is their Peer. They also obtain the position of the Peer after having faith in Bani. They see the Sur in people who help the entire humanity, those who are doing something to preserve and universe and trying to make people's life easier while living in families and societies. Next line is Sunay Tart Taval Akash. Listening, one understand the earth, its foundation, and the vast expanse of the sky. The individuals understand the true nature of the support provided to earth. In Hindu mythology, it is believed that the earth is upheld by the bull Nandi, the sacred vehicle of the Lord Shiva. Nandi's strength and devotion symbolize his role as the earth's support. After understanding the Bani, devotees comprehend to the true nature of the universe. They understand that a bull is a very tiny creature compared to earth. However, the earth is also immense and can't be supported by a bull. They are aware that the earth is sustained by God's command, operating according to the laws of nature. As per Sikh beliefs, there are many earths and underneath regions, and how it can be supported by a tiny bull. We will further explore this concept in Pauri number 16. Next line is Sune Deep Lo Patal. After listening and understanding, the devotees knows that God is everywhere and pervading in the oceans, the lands of the world, and even in the nether regions of the underworld. Deep refers to a small landmass or island located in the oceans. In the ocean, there are certain areas where people reside, and these areas are often referred to as deep. India has regions such as Andaman and Nicobar Islands, as well as Lakshadweep, which serve as examples of such areas. They are also known as Deep Samu. Some people pretend to have knowledge of Deep Lok Patal. They claim that they can see Deep Lok Patal, their eyes closed. After listening with understanding, devotees know that true sport of Deep, which is supported by God as per His hukum. We have read that everything is in His hukum. First, we will discuss the meaning separately of each word. Lo refers to the different realms or planes of existence in religions. These realms are often categorized based on the level of consciousness, virtue, or spiritual attainment of beings residing in them. Patal. In Hindu cosmology, Patal refers to the netherworld or the underworld, which is often depicted as located beneath the earth's surface. Together, Deep Lo Patal has used metaphorically or in a poetic context to refer to the depth of knowledge, spirituality, or understanding that extends to the deepest realms of existence, symbolizing profound wisdom or insight. After listening and understanding, the devotees gain more knowledge about God's presence in deep, low, patal. The devotees don't say that God is at only one place. After understanding, they are aware of that God is omnipresent to protect everyone. Next line is Sunay poho na sakay kal. Listening, death can't even touch you. Which death Guruji talking about here? If we relate to the physical death, then Guru himself who wrote this Bani physically not alive. Guruji is talking about the death of our minds, the death of our consciousness, the death of our zamir. We die every moment in our lives due to the influence of the five evils. It is because of our vices that we are trapped in the endless cycle of life and death, even while still alive. As we have discussed earlier, the following verses shed light on this subject. Shabad maro, phir jivo sadhi, ta phir maran na hoi. Dying in the word of the Shabad, you shall live forever and you shall never die again. This means that in order to achieve eternal life, we must surrender our mind to our Guru, to the teaching of the Guru. By following the Guru's teachings, we can attain immortality. Although our physical bodies may perish, we will continue to live forever. This applies to our Gurus, devotees and martyrs as well. Kal has two meanings, time and death. But according to the context, the correct meaning for Kal here is death. Guruji said, Sunay poho na sakay Kal. Whoever understands that person is not touched by death. Kal doesn't even go near that person. Kal means death. As we discussed, not all Gurus and devotees are alive physically. But Guruji is saying that after listening and understanding, death can't touch you. As the fear of death is threatening everyone, there are some people who are not scared of death. The fear of materialism can be eliminated, but the fear of death still remains. When a person listens, understands and implements the teaching of the Guru to become truthful, the death can't even threaten that person. Death will come, but it will be unapproachable to the mind of that person. In the ending lines, Guruji said, Nanak Bhagta Sada Vigas. O Nanak, the devotees are forever in bliss. Sune Dukh Pap Ka Nash. Listening, pain and sins are erased. The conclusion of the Pauri is that when a person listens, understands and implements it, they become truthful. The person knows the reality of Siddh Pir Surnath, the great accomplished beings, spiritual teachers and divine beings. A person knows the real support of the earth and doesn't believe in mythical stories that go against the laws of nature. As we discussed, Sunaya Tart Taval Akash. By listening, one realizes that the earth, sky and the entire universe is operated under his hukum. A person knows Sunaya Deep Lo Patal. By listening, one realizes that the divine light pervades the nether worlds. Whoever understands this is not touched by death. Death doesn't even approach that person. Sunaya Pona Sakya Kal. O Nanak, the devotees are forever in bliss. They are forever in high spirits and their pains and sins are erased. I hope you have understood the discussion of this Pauri. Some may not like this explanation, but they are free to understand it as it fits them. May Vaheguru bless us with the Chardi Kala to understand Gurbani and bless us with the effort to implement these beautiful teachings in our lives to make our lives truthful and meaningful. We will discuss the next Pauri in the next video. Apology for my mistakes. Vaheguru Ji Ka Khalsa, Vaheguru Ji Ki Fateh.